Hi, how's it going? I'm Stuart Banford, and it's always a pleasure to be joined by the phenomenally talented Donna Taggart. How are you?
I'm really well. It's great to be back.
It's great to see you.
Thank you very much.
So, the current single, Guiding Light,
Yeah.
right? A couple of things I want to talk about. Obviously written by Foy Vance,
Yeah.
and you recorded it with the Oma Community Choir, who also star in the music video.
Absolutely, yes. Well, it was very important to me, Stuart. I know we were talking off air that following the huge success that we had with Jealous of the Angels, that the song, which was the official release, just given the poignancy, I suppose, of Jealous of the Angels, that the follow-up was a song that I suppose had a message of hope and positivity.
Mm-hmm.
And Foy penned a wonderful song in Guiding Light, and for me it had the right message and it had the right sentiment, and I suppose to have your own home choir, hometown choir on it, it made it extra special. And thank God, it has been so well received by so many of the people that have been introduced to me through the wonderful song that is Jealous of the Angels. They love it,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. And now the pressure's off.
Yeah.
You sort of felt a bit,
Yeah.
what do I possibly follow up with after a song that has 150 million or whatever it is
Mm-hmm.
now. So you can sort of get back to just relaxing again.
Yeah, but I'm guessing it's going to feature on what will be a forthcoming album.
Absolutely, yes. We're putting the final mix to the forthcoming album, and that's the first track. The album is titled Lifetime in a Year, and that title is one of the tracks on the album, which I have co-written with Ben Earl from the Shires and Megan O'Neill. And I suppose that track is a very special one because it talks about my life, and there's a lot of me in that track. It talks about the last year or 18 months and how my life has been completely changed and transformed. So it's I'm looking forward to everyone hearing that.
I mean, your life has been a bit of a fairy tale. You've gone from obviously working in the health service to becoming one of the most recognised and successful singers to ever really come out of Northern Ireland. The last 2 years in particular must have been an absolute whirlwind.
They have been, and I still pinch myself and can't believe that it's happened to me. But it's funny that you say that. There is a perception that my life is wonderful and it is a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly the last 2 years I have had so many special moments. But life hasn't always been that way for me, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of the people that follow me and follow my music and come to my concerts, you get to hear about my life and where the songs that I have recorded, why I've recorded them, and where they've came from.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when people hear that they realise that although the last 2 years have been really good and had a lot of special moments, there's been many years where it hasn't always been that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, your son Matthew, I believe he was something like 8 months old when this all took off for you, and now you've got 2 very young children and a third on the way. Yeah.
Like things couldn't get any busier. Yeah, it's incredible. He was just a baby when all of this happened, and kids grow up so fast anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're full-time touring, I suppose, or certainly it has felt full-time in the last 2 years, and there's been such an explosion, that's how it's felt, that the song just exploded, and with that my life just completely changed. But yet Grace is coming 5, Matthew's coming 3, with another wee bundle on the way that's coming in January, and it's wonderful to have that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's great to have your career and to have it all going so well, and for the last 2 years particularly to have been so successful. But there's nothing beats home and family and a house full of kids. And in January, we'll be going back to bottles and nappies, and certainly we'll be taking the gas off the touring side of things.
Yeah.
We're continuing to record and to promote the new album, but things will definitely be on a slower scale, which will be just lovely.
But do the young children at the minute have any sort of concept of who Mum is?
I don't think so. Mum's just mum, and I think that's the way I want it, and that's the way I want it to stay.
Okay.
But it's funny. Grace did come home from school a few days last week, and she said, "Mummy, my teacher said that you were famous," and I said, "No, Grace, your mummy's just mummy." And she said, "Why did she say that?" And I said, "Oh, it's probably because mummy sings, and a lot of people know that mummy sings, but you know, I think it's good that it hasn't disrupted life. And at home, you're running about in your jeans, you're running about in your trackies, and mum's just mum."
Can we talk about last year's Jealous of the Angels tour, which was a significant step in your career? Certainly, you know, the constant sellout shows was just a great example of just cementing your popularity. And you obviously had Jen Bostic fly in from Nashville, who wrote the song Jealous of the Angels, to open some of the gigs for you.
Absolutely. I mean, for many years, as you say, I had been recording and I had been working full time, but to take that jump to put on concerts, I mean, it's a huge deal. And Jealous of the Angels allowed me to do that platform, that lift in profile. And it was very important to me, I suppose, that when the song had the success that it did, that given it was Jen's story, that it was very important for me to recognise that, and it felt like a journey we were on together in some way. And she was one of the first people that I contacted when it all happened, and so we invited her over, and it was a very special moment when she came out on the stage and she sang Jealous of the Angels with me, and we're still in regular contact, which is great. That's one of the wonderful things, I suppose, that has happened, is that there's been a great friendship formed with Jen as well, and indeed with Zach Runcrist and Jimmy Fortune, that also wrote the song. So she can't unfortunately join us for this tour that's coming up in October, but I'm sure there'll be lots of opportunities once we get this baba up a wee bit. We get back out on the road again.
Have the baby playing bass or something. Listen, you know, last October you obviously played the Ulster Hall in Belfast, which is one of the most iconic venues in music history. And you had another Nashville singer, Sarah Darling, come over to open for you. I remember speaking to you a couple of months before that gig, and you were telling me how nervous and anxious you were about it, but it just was probably one of the best nights of your life.
Oh gosh, I can't put into words how magical that night was. I remember putting my foot out onto the stage and just the people roaring, and the energy and the warmth and the love that was in that room that night, and it was just one of those nights that I will never ever forget. And there was a photographer there on the night, Tremaine Craig, and he captured the most magnificent photograph. It was whenever I was presented with an award by Sarah Darling for multi-platinum status with Jealous of the Angels, and the crowd stood up, and I had this huge smile on my face, and the crowd are all standing up, and that was a wonderful night. So we're really looking forward to come back now in a few weeks.
Yeah, you're back there on the 12th of October.
We're back on the 12th of October, and so the tour actually kicks off next Friday in Armagh and Cookstown, and then we're in the Ulster Hall and the Millennium Forum on the 26th, and then we'll be putting the brakes on then.
That's what I was going to say. That's the main incentive. You know, you have to see Donna Taggart perform live, because that voice is just gorgeous. But obviously with the baby on the way, you will be taking a break for a while, so, you know, buy your ticket.
This is it. Yeah, it'll be the last chance for people to come along and see us for a while. You know, we'll be looking forward, I'm sure, to getting back out on the road again, as most mums can vouch for. You know, it's lovely to stay at home, but there's nothing beats getting back out to work again. So I would say it'll be 2020, and so it'll be last chance for a while. Yeah,
but at the beginning of this year, I remember you were in America playing shows with Phil Coulter, who's become somewhat of a mentor.
Listen, Phil has been very, very good. He was, when Jealous of the Angels first broke, he was one of the first people to pick up the phone and to congratulate me and to offer a few great words of advice. And you know, he's been in the business for 50 years, so he has seen all the highs, he's seen all the lows, he knows how it all works. And you know, it was wonderful when he invited me to come along to the States for a few weeks in January, and that feels like a long time ago.
But another great example of how, you know, much your version of this song travelled, you were just telling me that the lead singer of Lone Star, who people will know from songs like Amazed and I'm Already There, he rang you and just to say how much he loved it.
He did. He was in an airport in LA, and he sent me a message to say, you know, I have been an artist for a long time, and I have written and penned and recorded songs which mean a lot to a lot of people. And it's wonderful to see a song like Jealous of the Angels do the same thing. Congratulations. So he's been back and forward quite a number of times as well, which is lovely. I mean, it's great to get encouragement from people that have done it and have walked the walk. And you know, there's been no shortage of people doing that for me, which is wonderful. And if I can do that for somebody else in a few years' time, you know, you'll certainly do that too.
Could you see like a Donna Taggart singing school?
Oh, well, listen, you'd certainly be keeping it local. It would certainly work with family work-life balance, and but we'll see. At the minute, it's very much touring and recording, and we'll get the career cemented first.
And we need to talk about last month. You obviously performed at Croke Park for Pope Francis, and what, like 150,000 odd people, yeah?
Yes, it was lovely. We were invited down to be part of the World Families event. So Pope Francis didn't get to see my performance, unfortunately, but it was lovely to be part of it and to be part of the event, and again to meet up with many of the other performers that were there too. I think there was 10 of us in total. Our own Daniel Donnell and Derek Ryan being one of them, and so a great honour. You know, it's not everybody that got to do it, so it was lovely to be asked.
Must be great to be part of such a special moment in history, you know.
Well, that's it. That's absolutely it. It was a long day, but you know, you don't complain about those things. Pope Francis, you know, was over in Ireland, and it'll maybe be another 40 or 50 years, you never know, till a Pope returns. So
yeah. Donna, listen, thank you for giving us some of your time.
You're very welcome.
Best of luck with the album, and obviously for a full list of the tour dates, head over to donnataggart.com. Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you very much, Stuart.
Cheers.